Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the New York State Bridge Authority meeting, January 15, 2015. Before we do our regular board meeting agenda, we're going to do our government's committee meeting agenda. We have three members, myself, Mr. Commissioner Higgins, and Commissioner Lashua. Move the minutes of December 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Authorize the filing of the annual confidential survey of Commissioner regarding the board performance with the Bridge Authority office.
Move to authorize the filing and send it to the, we have to send it to the main board?
Authority budget office.
Yes.
No,
Authority
it goes
budget
directly
office.
to the authority budget office.
Yep.
Second. Any discussion? Mr. Belucci, you want to make any comments?
No, the results were generally very positive. There were, some minor questions that will be addressed at, in the next meetings.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Update to New York State Bridge Authority Code of Ethics.
Move to send the update to the full board.
Second.
Second.
Discussion.
This is an update that was provided by the Joint Commission on Public Ethics, or JCOPE. Our Code of Ethics reflects their model, so we generally adopt updates as they provide them to us. This will keep us in compliance.
Section 11 was a little complicated to read. Had to do it 3 times before we got it. But
Yeah, don't worry. We sent out 5 memos on it at Christmas time. We still got it wrong each time.
Any other questions? If not, roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Other business? Motion to adjourn, please. Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
And we'll move into our regular monthly meeting, January 15th, New York State Bridge Authority. On my left here, we start with Commissioner Dressel. We have Commissioner Lashua. We have the Deputy Executive Director, Tara Sullivan. We have Commissioner Roger Higgins. We have Commissioner Mr. Romaglia. We have our counsel, Mr. Whitback. And we have our Executive Director, Joe Ruggiero, and myself as Chairman, Richard Jerrington. Saying all that, I adopt the regular board meeting of December 18, 2014.
So, second.
Any questions? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Administration.
Good afternoon.
How are you, Robert?
All right. I have one quick item. I have an invoice for the authority's annual assessment as a member of the Easy Pass Interagency Group for 2015. The invoice remains unchanged from prior years at $17,500, and I have a resolution to authorize us to make that payment.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Engineering maintenance.
I am sitting in for Mr. Wright today up in Albany.
I hope you're not going to do the work, though. Okay.
We have a resolution for your consideration. It's for the camera replacement project. We are going to be using $25,000 of the budget for camera replacement for the port security grant. And $75,000 will be used to replace broken cameras and aging cameras that they need throughout the system. Will be paid out of our capital program. We need the board to consider authorizing for the various purchases.
So moved.
Second?
Any other discussion? Roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We also have the jobs and progress report from the engineering department. We have officially completed the painting job of the Newburgh Beacon Bridge on the north span. We've made the final payment of retainage to the vendor. We have all the releases for the liens. There's no liens on it. And all the NWBs have been paid, and they have all their waivers as well. And the south span, the deck panel installation is still continuing through the winter. We're down to 2 lanes on the bridge permanently at this point. And if you drive across the bridge, you can see the parts of the new deck and parts where there used to be a deck, and that's the part that makes it crazy. But the project is going well, and it should be on track to complete by the end of 2015. And the weather, knock on wood, been working.
Move to accept the jobs and progress report.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next, financial. Brian?
Good afternoon. First up is the investment report. In the month of December, there were 8 investments from the various funds, some rollovers of some investments in the long-term reserve funds, if you will. In addition, somewhat unusual nature, we increased the collateral on our accounts. The collateral on deposit, because of changes in interest rates, had declined, and in order to go and preserve the required balance, the bank actually deposited some. Those investments are reflected in the investment inventory on the next page. We're still sitting at approximately $51 million in maintenance and construction. The latest expectation is that we will completely consume all bond funds in the month of March of this year. Investment yield stayed static at 0.4%. Move to accept the investment report.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Accident Review Committee.
Next up, there were 70 accidents on authority facilities in the fourth quarter of 2014 as compared with 85 in the previous year. There were 5 accidents involving authority personnel compared to 6 during the fourth quarter of 2013. A summary of those accidents is reflected on that page. Effectively, we had 228 accidents for the year, 223 from prior year. This was obviously pretty close considering the winter of 2013, 2014. A lot of accidents obviously occur around that. We actually we're running at about 258,000 crossings per incident now. This is just for information purposes. No action is required by the board.
We'll have to approve the accident.
Any questions?
Gratefully, no.
Brian, thank God.
Thank you.
Bridge operations, Transco? Transcom, I'm sorry, Transcom.
Just have our 2015 invoice from Transcom. The amount of $67,280 is a 0% increase over the 2014 invoice. We pay just less than 2% of their operating budget, as you can see on the third page there, among 13 member agencies. So I would like your approval to pay them.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, reports to the board from the executive director. Sure.
You have a monthly expense report from the executive director showing no expenses. And then you have it was just laid on the table, we had a delay in getting some of the traffic and revenue numbers from the outside agencies into authority, but that's been presented now. We ended December on a very strong note with the moderate weather we had in December and the reduction in the price of gasoline. We've seen an increase in traffic for the month of December, which then put us over the top, over the 2013 numbers for both traffic and revenue for the Bridge Authority. So good news that John's preparing a press release to go out this afternoon to the press. I spoke to one media outlet this afternoon. But as far as beating our revenue number, we nailed it, and that's good news. So. And also, just to give you a year-end number, try to modify the project that the board authorized. We have recovered by the end of 2014 $381,440 in tolls that were modified as a result of the federal modified program. Had to take the computer, the system auto-corrects the axles to the right toll. We recovered close to 400,000. So clearly paid for itself, and going forward, it's a plus. Okay. Any questions on the reports? And you have the Easy Pass sales report. I'm sorry, skip right over that.
Anyway, because we're still down on the commercial traffic, but it's the passenger cars are the ones that picked up.
Yeah, we're slightly up Commercial is, is that disproportionate, you slightly down there, so it has a exponential factor when it starts to offset revenue, A little bit of commercial traffic down means a lot of revenue down. But we still had now overall, I think, already where we thought we would be and above last year. And the last thing you have is, visa test report, right?
No, you have to make a recommendation.
Oh, well, that was on the, that came out of committee, governance committee, the report recommendation on the findings.
No, that's fine.
You just need to adopt.
Right, we're gonna go-
Yeah.
I'll recommendation on the governance committee actual minutes.
Second? Second. Any discussion? If not, roll call, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any old business? New business? Attorney-client privilege?
No.
Move for adjournment? Moved. Our next meeting is February 19th, 2015, at 3 o'clock. Disappointed, Joe?
We had a meeting before.
I think that'll be February, I'm assuming, correct?
I probably won't be. I got family responsibility. I got grandson getting married
Oh, that's nice.
Hey.
in Florida.
Well, that's good.
Poor Rob. Poor guy.
Are you inviting us?
So you won't be here,
I'll
Rob?
check with him. I'll check with him.
You can Skype in, Rod. You can Skype in.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that makes our presence a little more valuable. We might want to, Van and I may want to negotiate.
Just warning you guys to make a quorum, that's all.
You're sequestered until the next meeting. I see.
Anything else? Motion to
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.